1950. The Korean War begins.
Gentlemen, we face a serious situation. We hope we face it in the cause of peace. The only reason for the action which was taken on advice of all the brains that I could muster was always hoping, that we'll finally arrive at the peace in the world which we anticipated when we created the United Nations. That's the only reason for the action. Thank you very much.
What is now one of the most popular tourist attracting republics in the world, South Korea is still to this day battling a war against their neighboring republic, North Korea, as they have been since the 1950s.
At 4 a.m. on June 25, 1950, the armies of North Korea stormed across the 38th parallel, hoping to crush the South in one overwhelming offensive. 135,000 communists besieged a ragtag South Korean border patrol and steamrolled southward.
South Korea appealed for support, and the United States pushed a resolution through the United Nations Security Council. The USSR did not use its veto power.
Even prior to the start of full-scale military operations in 1950, occasional skirmishes on the border and guerrilla warfare were employed by communists in the South. As a result of this, up to 8,000 security force personnel were killed in South Korea, and the process of establishing the South Korean army was hindered. The North was better prepared for the war. By mid-1950, North Korean forces, called the Korean People's Army, KPA for short, numbered between 150 and 200,000 troops, including thousands of Chinese Civil War veterans from Korea.
Now, a stalemate set in. In July, peace talks began, but a compromise could not be found. Meanwhile, fighting continued, and American pilots fought in the air against Soviet pilots using Chinese jet fighters and wearing Chinese uniforms. General Dwight D. Eisenhower took over as president in early 1953 and sought an end to the war. After 2 years of negotiation, an armistice was signed on July 27, 1953, at Panmunjom on the 38th parallel. A demilitarized zone was set up, which stands to this day.
As the war continues between the republics, the war has impacted the level of freedom granted to citizens in both. While the North is under communist rule and has absolute no freedom, the South has blossomed into a world-renowned location, seemingly masking their heavily militarized borders with the beauty they bring to the world today.